Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Supernegotiate. We are into our second episode of finding tactics of our leaders, how they negotiate. Last episode, we witnessed Sir Winston Churchill. In this episode, we are going to focus on Elon Musk. I have reviewed at least 4 pivotal moments in Elon Musk's successful career. We are going to walk through what tactics he used during his negotiation. So let's get started right away. First chapter, Elon Musk used a competitive environment to secure his Gigafactory site. Now, I guess this was back in 2014. He used a silent bidding offer. Of course, he announced the project publicly, but he created an environment where the states were bidding. For example, I guess there were about 5 states: Nevada, Texas, California, Arizona, and New Mexico. Each of the state was competing, and I guess it was Nevada who finally gave $1.25 billion in tax reforms, and Elon Musk awarded the project. Now, why I am mentioning this? Because it's a tactic that Elon uses to create a competitive bidding by publicly disclosing some of the informations. Now, you will find this that he discloses a piece of information publicly to create the competition. That's his tactic. A cue for you: how will you use the pre-RFP release period to create this competition? Now I'm giving you a cue. Go back to my T60 negotiation program, where I have specifically spoken about why you should hold the meetings with supplier before launching the RFP. So create the competition before even you announce the tender. The second case study, his negotiation, or rather I should say his high-stake negotiation with NASA. Now remember, in 2008, SpaceX had 3 failures of Falcon 1 rocket, and Elon poured in his own 100 million to make sure the 4th attempt was possible. Now he used this as a leverage to showcase how confident he was in the successful launch of this Falcon 1 rocket. And during the negotiation with NASA, I think in 2008, he portrayed this as a sign of confidence. After the successful launch of Falcon 1, but behind the negotiation door, I think he secured a $1.5 or $2 billion contract with NASA, which was critical for the company's future. What we can learn about this, that Elon's personal negotiation style is a high risk, high reward negotiation style. One of the tactics of Elon here is to how he uses a ploy where, of course, the company was going through a financial distress. The 4th launch would not have been possible without Elon's own money, and if the 4th launch failed, SpaceX was dead. But he didn't use it as a weakness. He portrayed his own personal investment as a sign of confidence. In fact, after this launch, NASA gave, as I mentioned before, a $1.6 billion contract. So how you use ploys in the negotiation is very tactical. Chapter 3, Solar City Saga. In 2016, Elon and Tesla wanted to acquire Solar City, but a lot of board members were skeptical, investors were skeptical, because Solar City was on the verge of being a failed project, and a sudden acquisition offer by Tesla was surely not an easy sell. However, Elon went into a micromanagement mode here. Remember, I told you about how Sir Winston Churchill spoke the language of the audience, or the counterparties used their logic to get his point through. And I see a common ground here as well. Elon organized one-on-one session with the close stakeholders. He also reached out to the investors and public directly, explaining the benefits and synergies of why Tesla and Solar City were a great fit. Fast forward, Tesla moved on with the acquisition of Solar City, deriving the benefits of the synergy. But the most important point is Elon addressed the points directly with the stakeholders in their own language. So the key point here is, whenever you're in a fix, your proposal is not being accepted, reaching out to small pockets of stakeholders where you talk in their language is the key. And it's a parallel, because I told you about Sir Winston Churchill approached the different stakeholders separately before the final negotiation meeting in one common room. Here also, Elon engaged the stakeholders directly, explaining the benefits according to their logic. Great story there. Let's move to the fourth one, and I guess we are almost aware of everything went here. I'm talking about the Twitter takeover saga. However, without going into the details, one thing stood out very clearly to me. Elon has a hard negotiation style. In fact, his $44 billion offer, when you go to the publicly available tweet, was a take it or a leave it offer, implying two scenarios here. A, he always established an anchor, meaning Elon showing the confidence as a buyer, which is not very common, established the anchor offer directly, setting up a very high bar. Second, the take it or leave it stance is a very hard negotiation, also create urgency for faster decision making. Now let's go under the hood, and I'm pretty sure some of you know what about already, but look at the preparedness of Elon, how he moved one step at a time before placing this take it or leave it offer. In January 2022, Elon acquires a stake, about a 9% stake in Twitter, making him eligible to become a board member. Then he denies that he doesn't want to become a board member, again sparking the speculation why he doesn't want to do so. Then on April 2022, Elon made the public offer, the tweet that I was talking about, take it or leave it offer of $43 billion. Now he used the public negotiation style here, creating a pressure tactic. The world was watching Twitter boardroom, how they will make a decision. There were talk about poison pill. Now I don't really understand in detail how poison pill strategy works, but it was about Twitter offering more additional shares to existing board members at a much more discounted rates. So the offer that Elon was making have to become a much more higher one. In summary, that was the attempt which was done, but Elon offer was indeed accepted after it. After that, Elon again used tactics of creating more pressure and leverages. If you remember, he also brought to a point of highlighting Twitter was full of bots and there were concerns on how Twitter was being run. Now, all of this was being done during the negotiation publicly. Goes on to show that you really have to keep your negotiation style versatile. If you have leverages available during the negotiation, use them at different point of time and putting more pressure on the decision makers to close the deal. Insightful sessions that I have learned from Elon Musk Twitter negotiation strategy. This was it. 4 case studies, for example for you how Elon Musk negotiates. My name is Gaurav. I run a channel called Supernegotiate, the best place to learn about procurement digitization, spend analysis, and of course negotiation. I will come back to you next week with one more personality. Till then, goodbye.